This week, a hot new bombshell.
After bombshell after bombshell.
Bombshell.
A lot of stories were
revelation.
tracking, including an absolute bombshell.
About a bombshell.
There was a major new bombshell.
Unbelievable.
Bombshell conversation.
Reality Bombshell.
Hello and welcome to Reality Bombshell, the comedy podcast that investigates the not true crimes of your guilty as pleasures and examines reality TV through a true crime lens. I'm Ariel, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm your resident reality TV historian.
I'm Ben, my pronouns are he, him. I'm the skeptic turned co-conspirator.
Together we connect clues, follow the drama, and unpack all things reality TV, one case at a time. How you doing, Ben?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Having a great day.
That's great.
Yeah.
That makes one of us. I'm not having a bad day, it's gray out, so therefore
It's gray out.
having a terrible day.
I mean, again, we're in October, so we've already established
October's so overrated.
Truly.
I mean, I know we've established this, but it gets so much hype and it's really not worth it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is.
It's just killer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a dead time.
That's actually a great segue into my
Great.
thing I'm obsessed with.
Go for
which
it.
is a heated blanket.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love my heated blanket.
I wish I had one.
It's getting cold,
Yeah,
and I hate that.
sure.
Deeply hate that. But, pro tip, heated blanket on about an hour before you go to bed, on high.
Solid.
Get in bed, turn it off. That way you won't get too hot in the middle of the night, but your bed is toasty when you get in.
It's like when you take your sheets out of laundry.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
like
Except you don't have to make your bed
fair.
with
That
fresh
is
sheets,
yeah.
because that's like the big downside.
That's too much
to do
going
that.
on. Yep,
Exactly.
yep.
Yeah. So that's my what I'm
Solid.
obsessed with, is my heated
My obsession this week is also heated things.
Wow.
Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
Since we did our American
Yes.
Next Top Model
Yes.
episode, my entire social media has just fed me Tyra Banks stuff, I guess, because
They're
my
watching
phone is
us.
listening.
Yeah.
So Tyra has opened I think it's a single. There may be a chain, but I think it is just a single ice cream store in Australia for whatever reason.
Okay.
And they serve hot. Oh, it gets so much crazier. They serve hot ice cream, and everyone on the internet is questioning what that means.
What is milk?
Pretty much.
Flavored milk.
From what I've gathered of like seeing videos of people trying it, it seems like it is just like essentially ice cream that has been left out for too long.
Like a warm milkshake.
Essentially.
Is it hot?
It is hot, yes.
Room temp?
It's supposed to be hot. Additionally, there's an option to, quote, make it mama. And no one knows what that means. No one knows what make it mama means.
It's up for interpretation.
There's so many questions involved here. And
Australia?
Yep.
Hot ice cream?
Yep.
It's summer in Australia.
It is summer.
Entering
Yeah.
summer in Australia.
Yeah.
Because they're... So why?
It's hot. Yep. Hot ice cream.
What is...
And the signature flavor is called Fairy Dough Diva, I think. Which Australians can't pronounce that. So, truly, it's...
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What is
Tyra and her side quest has
She's just an exceptional character.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
You love to hate her. And
Yes.
she is hot ice cream. I don't even... We'll
What
have
do
to
you do
try
with
that
that?
on another segment.
We
We'll have
have
to
to-
make our own hot ice cream, because I can't imagine it's that hard.
It is melted ice
Yeah,
cream,
yeah,
I'm sure.
anyway,
I mean, we'll have to fly to Australia to, like, figure out the...
Do we?
Well, I did see she's opening one in New York, actually.
Oh, that's great.
So we'll just go up there.
We'll just do that.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
that sounds totally worth it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Reality Bombshell.
Today I have something a little fun for you.
Cool.
Today we're going to be talking about reality TV's first detective, Reality Steve.
All right, Steve.
Steve
Shout out
Carbone.
Steve.
Have you heard of him before?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So he's a big deal in the Bachelor world.
Okay.
He is the Bachelor Nation spoiler king. He's basically built a career off of spoiling The Bachelor.
Interesting. Okay.
We're going to talk about it. So, early 2000s, start of reality TV.
Okay.
Reality Steve starts sending his friends snarky reality TV caps in their email.
Sure.
So he's watching like Joe Millionaire, Survivor.
So this was like the original, like back. This was back in the days of like the
chain emails.
The chain email. That's exactly what I was trying to.
So he started sending them to like a couple of friends or coworkers, and then they started forwarding it, and it just became a little bit bigger.
Solid.
So in 2003, he launched realitysteve.com,
Cool.
where he then posted blog posts about reality TV recaps.
Sure.
Because at that time,
Right, blogs
were
were
it.
just coming up. Yeah.
yeah, and that was I think probably the only way people talked about reality TV.
That's I
Because,
mean,
like,
it was that
what
and like
else?
the water cooler
Right,
at work.
exactly.
Like, those were the two
exactly.
options.
And Steve like represented everyday water cooler
Right.
person, but just sharing it with everybody.
Sure.
And then in 2009, he got a tip that the Bachelor season would end with the Bachelor breaking off his engagement and going to his runner-up.
Whoa.
So
where did he get this tip? No
An
one
anonymous
knows.
source.
Interesting.
Okay? So he posts
A deep
it.
throat.
Right. So he posts it, and it turns out to be true. So
Whoa.
his traffic spikes. People are writing articles, like tabloid articles about him. And he starts getting a ton of tips all the time. So that's how Reality Steve, as we know him, was born.
Whoa. This is crazy.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Have people, like, used him yet? I mean, I've seen, like, there's reality TV betting, like, not
Yes.
as prevalent as sports betting, but,
No.
like,
I have been in
we're
a
getting there?
Bachelor fantasy league.
Sure.
Yes,
Have
yes.
people used him as, like, the source to go to for
Well, usually,
betting?
I actually don't know the answer to that because he doesn't always bat 1,000.
Got it. Okay.
But everybody has that. It doesn't really give you a leg up in that scenario.
Of course.
You know what
I mean, same thing with...
But I would also think that spoilers in Bachelor Nation are like you're okay with being spoiled or you're very
Right.
not okay with being spoiled.
Sure.
So if you're I mean, that would be like insider trading.
I mean, it's like listening to sport. Like, Nate Silver is a big...
Yeah, that's
People
true.
use him for, what should I bet on?
But no one's like
sports-wise.
tipping Nate Silver off on
Of
who's
course.
going to win the election. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's
I
the
guess
difference.
that's-
yeah,
yeah.
because like The Bachelor filmed.
Filmed, but hasn't aired yet.
Right.
Yeah, so, like, some people know.
Some people actually know how it's going to end up.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would guess that spoilers are like not allowed in Bachelor
I guess that's
betting
fair. Sure.
world. Yeah. So in 2011, he's able to quit his day job and go full-time spoiler operation.
Whoa.
Yeah. From like ads and
Good for Steve.
yeah. Yeah. I'm not a big Steve fan. Let's get into it.
Well,
so,
all right.
Here are some of his methods.
Okay.
Again, crowdsourced tips. He claims he has spies everywhere, domestically and internationally.
Steve's got the FBI.
He really
working for
does.
him,
He's
truly.
like the Varys in Game of Thrones.
Sure.
Yeah, he's got his what are they called? His birds
Yes,
everywhere.
yes.
Because the Bachelor will travel, so people will send him photos of them filming in
Gotcha.
Prague, what have you. He would go sleuthing through Instagram footprints,
Okay.
travel schedules, public filming things. Like it used to be. They're now way more uptight about contestants when they get eliminated, but it used to be that like they'd get eliminated. They'd go home, get their phones, and suddenly their Instagram followers would spike because they're accepting Instagram followers because their profile had previously been on private.
Gotcha.
So that was a pretty good indicator of whether someone had gotten eliminated
Sure, okay.
before filming ended. He would figure out everything and sort of share like a season map, orders of dates, eliminations, the final choice. He was often correct, though he really missed a couple really big ones.
Okay.
Like he claimed I think it was season 9 of The Bachelorette, season 9 or season 7, that Desiree would end up with one person when in reality she ended up with a completely different person.
Interesting. So he's like not the most reliable source.
No, and that's because he uses only anonymous sources.
Got it.
So we'll get into that because we're going to get into his crimes.
Great.
He's had some friction with ABC and production,
Okay,
obviously.
sure.
So in 2011, he reached out to some contestants and offered them $2,500 to tell them what happened after the season.
Whoa.
But rather than telling him what happened, they went to producers.
Right.
So then producers sued Steve for tortuous interference.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that makes sense.
And then he settled that case, but went on to spoil the next season, not too quickly after. So producers sued him again, assuming that he'd been getting insider information.
Sure.
He settled that case, and ABC has pretty much left him alone. He's agreed not to, like, interfere with cast members and crew for, like, non-public info.
Sure.
And they're just kind of like, I think ABC realizes how much he makes them money.
Right. I mean, it's people are talking about it, so they're going to watch.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
it's a symbiotic relationship at this point.
Exactly. So not only is he a thorn in the producer's side, he has also antagonized a lot of contestants. A lot of his old blog posts from, honestly, really not that long ago, like probably like 2012, 2013, have like surfaced, particularly because they were icky.
Sure.
So he's aggressively snarky. He's got like this like Perez Hilton kind of a vibe.
I was just thinking, like, this feels very Perez Hilton. Yep.
But with the ick of being a middle-aged straight man.
Sure.
So it kind of like isn't
he's not in with the community
Right.
in a lot of ways.
And, like, Perez Hilton is bashing on celebrities,
Right.
whereas he's bashing on, like, people that are just going on this reality TV show. They're
who
not...
are trying to be celebrities, but
like,
aren't there yet, so it's
There's
like...
also, like, 30 of them on a season. So, like, 1 or 2 of them are going to be, like, quote-unquote successful within the franchise.
Right,
so it's, like, not even... It's kind of an unfair
a lot of
power
it's
balance.
low-hanging fruit, and yeah.
Exactly. A lot of, like, heavily sexualized commentary.
Oh,
Very locker room talk.
sure.
Very slut-shamey.
Interesting. I mean, I'm sure especially in the early 2000s, because that was, like,
Yeah.
super permissible.
And the 2010s, too. It
Right,
was
right,
kind
right.
of permissible, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes.
So his old posts show a lot of misogyny, misogynoir, homophobia, casual transphobia, even though, like, no one was trans on that show.
Right, so
yeah.
he was just, like, adding his own
Adding
commentary.
his, right, exactly. Super casual racism,
Yikes.
fat phobia. Again, a ton of slut shaming. A lot of receipts that have surfaced. I'm not going to read them because it's
Good.
not worth any of our time.
Sure.
But there was one contestant who had posed for Playboy prior to going on the show.
Sure.
And he constantly talked about it. Like, a
Too
lot.
much.
Like, he linked to her content. He said, view at your own risk. It was, like, constantly going, like, he wouldn't let it go. It was less gossip, more humiliation.
Sure.
Really, like, playing with that
Yep.
line. He had built a platform for himself big enough to, like, ruin people's reputations.
Totally.
In this world where, like, reality TV was only being spoken about on blogs.
Right.
So it was, like, the source of information. And he's just, like...
And he's tainting people's ideas of these
Yeah.
contestants before these episodes air.
Before they air... Well, then he would react and, like, recap
Sure.
about these things. But, like, you're only getting the edited version of what
Right.
the producers have decided to edit this person. 'Cause the characters on these shows are one-dimensional.
Totally.
Because they have to be.
They have. You're right. They're only on for 45 minutes at a shot. Maybe,
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
that.
So, not great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about his crime. His number one crime.
Okay.
Okay. In 2018, Jenna Cooper was a Bachelor in Paradise Season 5 contestant. She was newly engaged to Jordan Kimball, who is also on Bachelor in Paradise. They got engaged on the show.
Cool.
At the finale, Reality Steve, it was September 11th, 2018.
Uh-oh.
A day that will live in infamy. Reality Steve drops a story claiming that verified texts show that Jenna had a supposed sugar daddy
Uh-oh.
and was telling said sugar daddy over text that the TV engagement is fake just for PR and implied like an ongoing off-screen relationship during Paradise, which is at that time was like a huge deal that was like a big thing in the Bachelor world, was people going on for the quote-unquote wrong reasons.
Sure.
And having like a person at home.
Yeah.
She got completely crucified. I mean, like, Bachelor Nation is incredibly emotional.
Right.
They'll send death threats without a second thought.
Sure. And 2018 was the height of like people seeing something online and just believing
Like,
it
yes,
without.
it's gotta be true.
Exactly. Especially even if it were like unverified texts.
Right, exactly.
Like they're like, this is believable. We're just gonna go with it. And
and like go kill
burn
yourself.
her at the stake. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's pretty easy to hate a pretty blonde woman on television.
Sure.
Jordan, her fiance, ended the engagement immediately.
Whoa. So he believed it too.
he
He was
believed
part
it.
of the angry mob.
Fully part of the angry mob.
Whoa.
Very publicly, very fast. He did an interview with People.
Whoa.
He went on Reality Steve's podcast to like talk about the receipts and everything and how like
That's
gutted he was.
crazy.
Yeah, went full like and everyone fully believed this was true. This was
Right.
not the first time that kind of a thing had happened, but Reality Steve had this proof that it happened.
Yep.
The internet again heavily attacks Jenna. She has to delete her Twitter. Like just
Damn.
goes pretty bad.
Yeah.
The Reddit page doxed the alleged sugar daddy with names and photos of a guy.
Just a random guy.
A person that they thought was the sugar daddy.
But did he wind up to just be a random guy?
Well, probably, because it wasn't true. Spoiler alert.
Gotcha, okay.
But Jenna says that ABC told her not to comment, so she just didn't say anything because she wasn't allowed to because she was on contract.
Ugh.
So Reality Steve, Jordan, and the fandom.
So she's just getting attacked at all angles, and she's not allowed, to
defend
say
herself.
anything. That's crazy.
Yep. Here's the problem. Reality Steve, well, there's a lot of problems here, but
Sure.
Reality Steve's relying on anonymous sources, screenshots of texts that, I mean, like, I could send you a text,
Right.
change the names, send it to Reality Steve and say, this contestant and I, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it.
Or he could be sending texts to himself.
Right.
Like nobody knows this.
Right. And so there's this whole confirmation bias loop then, because like Jordan's interviews,
Yeah.
Reddit, quote unquote, receipts,
Right.
Reality Steve's narrative just gets completely taken at face value.
Totally.
Jenna publicly denied all of it, though again, she couldn't really do a whole lot.
Right.
But she did vow to do forensic analysis of her phone and texts.
Okay.
So that phrase becomes like a punchline, forensic analysis,
Sure.
to mock Jenna.
Sure.
And, I mean, it's kind of hard there. Yeah. It's a heavy term to use for like something that's ultimately kind of stupid.
Correct.
But at the same time, it's dumb, but she's being
Right.
dragged through
Through the
mud.
mud for this thing that she doesn't want to be a part of and
Right.
shouldn't be a part of.
And isn't true, and she's
Right.
also just broken off her engagement.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, pretty bad. So she hires attorneys and a cyber investigation firm.
All right.
Over the next 18 months, they collected evidence.
Wow.
Okay. Full device extractions from 2 different services with no trace of the alleged texts.
Okay.
They mapped burner and harassment accounts, IPs, DMs, all of the above. They traced all the activity to 2 different people who'd
Okay.
been stalking Jordan and wanted him single.
Whoa.
So Jenna sends Reality Steve like a dossier in 2020 of everything proving that he was wrong.
Yep.
And that there were 2 people that essentially had a hate campaign against
Right,
her to
right.
like smear her name, which is insane.
Insane.
Reality Steve compares his materials with Jenna's evidence. They see overlap between an account that had been harassing Jenna and one of his original sources.
Interesting.
They conclude that he was fed fabricated texts in a coordinated misinformation campaign against Jenna.
Okay.
So Reality Steve then does a podcast with Jenna, and the entirety of Bachelor Nation has to check their internet habits.
Okay. Good for Steve for actually like owning up to his mistake. I did not expect that to actually happen.
Yeah.
I thought he was just gonna sweep it under the rug.
Right, and be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, so he released a formal apology on his podcast, saying
All right.
it was the biggest misstep he'd ever taken, and he was not as thorough as he should have been.
Okay.
Yeah. He acknowledged he can't undo what's out there, but he deletes all posts about Jenna and everything that he had put out about the whole thing.
All right. Somebody that like owns up to their
Owns up-
crimes.
right.
This may be a first on this show.
That's true. That's true. He, again, has Jenna on the podcast, and they
Yeah.
have a whole, like, hour and a half long interview going over everything and lets Jenna clear her name. Though at
Okay.
this point, 2 years later, no one, like,
Cares anymore.
really
but
cares, but still.
Yeah. The moment has passed.
Right. The Bachelor subreddit is notoriously terrible to contestants.
Sure.
There was a huge reaction to this on the subreddit because people were like, oh, we were super wrong. The moderator team issues an apology. They updated their rules. They ban unverified tea and speculation. They discourage doxing, which should have been, all of this should have been
Sure.
the case prior to
Right.
what happened, but whatever.
So Jenna was not. ABC said Jenna shouldn't say anything, but Jordan was allowed to just like run amok.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
usually contestants aren't allowed
what's
on...
the double standard here?
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't clock that. Yeah. 'Cause usually
Crazy.
contestants aren't allowed on podcasts that
Right.
aren't like ABC produced podcasts.
Sure.
Though maybe that's just the case now after all
After
of this
all
happened.
this, yeah.
But Jordan publicly tweets effectively like refusing to apologize.
Whoa.
He says that like he tried to help, but it wasn't like
Tried to help.
to be fair, like, why? I don't know. It's tough because, like, he had no reason to believe her except just trusting your partner.
Right.
And the entire internet was saying that this happened.
Sure, but also like I mean I don't know what their personal conversations were, but like she could have showed him her phone
Right. and
pretty
been like,
easily.
Yeah, no, not great. The fact that he then doesn't apologize is
Right.
like, not a great.
Yeah, for
Look-
Steve to apologize and not
And Jordan
for
to
the
be
guy
like,
that was
"It happened."
engaged to her.
Yeah, and I think that was like one of the things that hurt Jenna the most was that he didn't stand
Yeah.
by her. Yeah.
Fair.
That said, at the time that in 2020 when this all came out, that she was like vindicated, she was married and had a kid on the way.
Oh, okay.
And Jordan
Wow,
was in
she moved
another
on.
relationship.
They both moved on
They both
fast.
moved on
All
pretty
right.
quick. So his thing was like, I messed up, but I'm not really going to apologize, but we're all doing better anyway, so I wish everybody well.
Sure. I guess that's fine.
And Reality Steve says he vows to vet sources more rigorously. going forward.
Okay. Has that happened?
So, yes, I think to a degree. Yeah. I think that this did, like, change him to a degree.
Okay.
However, in 2021, he was canceled.
All right.
Quote unquote canceled. Because, cancellation's not really,
Of course.
really a thing. So, first, there's a podcast called Chatty Broads, which is a former contestant and her friend. They did an episode compiling his misogynistic history and a deep dive on all of his posts that I had mentioned previously.
Got it.
His old posts start to circulate the internet, but now through, like, a 2021 lens.
Sure.
Which 2011 content in 2021
Right.
really doesn't age well.
No, it does not.
No.
I mean, so many people have gotten canceled
for
in
this
the past couple of
exact
years
same
for
thing.
stuff they posted 10 plus years ago.
Exactly. Reality Steve apologizes via Twitter, says
Yep.
he's embarrassed, acknowledges the harm he's caused, claims he's changed in recent years, and promises to do better.
Okay.
However, former contestant Demi Burnett pushes back and says, "You have not changed, Steve."
All right.
She posts screenshots from a conversation that she had had with Reality Steve and calls him out, saying that he has not changed because Demi says Reality Steve called her, unsolicited, to relay a graphic sex dream he'd had about her.
Yikes.
And then shows text screenshots showing him joking about it and asking her to keep quiet.
No.
Yeah, not
cool,
not
Steve.
a good look.
Not cool, Steve.
Demi points out the power dynamic. She says she was
Yeah.
afraid to come forward.
Right.
Because Reality Steve is a powerful blogger.
Right.
Has ruined many a person's reputation.
Correct.
And she was afraid of being retaliated against.
Right.
A few others also call him out. Reality Steve confirms that this happened.
Yep.
And apologizes, says he had no idea it made her uncomfortable.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Again, good for Steve for apologizing.
Yes.
Not something we are used to on this show.
That is correct. That is correct.
However, not great that he did it in the first place.
And I don't get how this baffles me about, I think, just like men in general, because like if the woman doesn't immediately respond with like a reaction to whatever,
Sure.
they think it's okay.
Yeah, not great.
No, like I
Not
don't
great.
get it. Like in what world would you? And apparently he was in a relationship at the time.
Oh.
So like it just
No.
what are you doing?
It seems like he's an oversharer.
Yeah, and he's been like paid and like grown a platform from
Right.
oversharing to
Right.
a degree.
So it's just like part of his normal routine.
Right.
But like to say that to the person that your dream is about, these are inside thoughts.
Right,
we
you couldn't
keep them
pay
as
me to
inside
tell
thoughts,
somebody that kind of
correct.
stuff. I don't even know what would like possess a person to share that
no thanks.
to begin with. Whether that makes that someone uncomfortable or not, I
Right.
can't even. Steve. So Reality Steve responds by saying that going forward, he will have no personal relationships with contestants due to the power imbalance.
Good.
Yeah, crazy concept. He acknowledges his past cringy behavior, says he's been in therapy and working with a professional.
Okay.
He admits his initial Twitter apology was rushed and poorly written. He issues a longer statement and also privately messages all of the people that had called him out.
Wow. Okay. I mean, we're apologizing for our apologies now.
We are apologizing. That's a great point. Yeah, it's pretty meta. It goes pretty deep.
Yes, it does. But like to see that you're being called out and like take the extra steps to make sure that the people that you are hurting are being heard.
Yeah.
Is good. I mean, he's again handling this scandal well.
I don't know how.
Bad that he got into this scandal in the first place.
Yes,
but
of
he's
course.
handling the scandal well.
I don't know what else he could have done, though, in all honesty. I mean, not to negate his apology, because I
Sure.
don't think that that's fair. But he had to,
Totally.
in order to keep his
Right.
thing going.
It was either that or,
Pack it up.
pack it up and maybe come back like 5 years later when people forget.
Right. There was it was like a whole reckoning. He had to,
Totally.
It was like a full week of like things coming out and people just like constantly.
Whoa.
Yeah, like it wasn't great. Like he had messaged another contestant saying that like he didn't like the guys that she was dating or whatever. And she was like, "Stay out of my relationships. We're not friends."
He's just an oversharer and feels like he needs like close friends.
He needs his
Like,
own friends.
He needs his own friends that he can talk to.
Not like he's mixing work with like
Correct.
fun, and it's not.
Not a great
No.
look. Not a great look,
Especially
Steve.
because contestants didn't really like Steve.
Oh.
Because he wasn't that, like...
He's that, like, weird guy on the edge of the friend group that
Exactly.
thinks he's in the middle.
Yes.
He feels like he has main
And
character
everyone's
energy.
like... Or, like, the boss that, like, people are, like, friends with.
Yes,
because
exactly.
It's like,
He's
well,
the
you're
Michael
my boss.
Scott.
He is the Michael Scott,
Yeah.
except, like, worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't read signs. Like,
No, can't read signs, but also says really, really bad things.
Yeah.
Like, whatever Michael said, times, like... I mean, just, like, fully talking about, like, women's parts on whatever. It's
Tough.
disgusting. Yeah. But he emphasized learning, listening, not centering himself as the victim, and wanting to do better.
Okay.
That was in 2021. The judgments?
Yeah, I mean, like, Steve's not the only gossip rag,
True.
if you want to call it that we've
Absolutely.
ever had. But I think the ones that, like, do well and don't have these types of scandals are the ones that are not centered around a single person.
Yeah.
Like a Dumois or like a TMZ.
Right.
Like, those have, like, stuck around for a bit and not had... I mean, they've definitely had incorrect info, but there's not one single person
is
to
his
point
brand.
Correct. There's
Yeah.
not one single person to point the finger at.
That's true.
So,
That's a great point.
I mean, that would not even judgment. That's my advice.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
advice to Steve. Just
Yeah.
like, do this like, if your sources are going to be anonymous, like, do this anonymously. Like, don't be the face of your brand if you aren't 100% certain of what you're, like, if you can't back up what you're saying, then don't put your face on it.
Right. And he constantly says, like, well, I'm not a journalist. I'm just a...
That's apparent.
Yeah.
But
Be better.
be better and hide behind the internet. Like,
It's like when Tom Sandoval when Sandoval happened, he had a bar that he had started with the other Tom on Vanderpump
Right.
called Schwartz and Sandy's. And he purposefully, like, they chose to make their bar like, them as the brand of the bar, right?
Sure.
They named it after themselves. The bar was them. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like, it's, as opposed to just having a bar that is called whatever.
Totally.
That you operate. Well, as a result, when you do something so detrimental to yourself in a public relations kind of a way, your business
suffers, yeah.
That's like
That's just
around
how it goes.
you. That is,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right. Your name's attached to it.
Right.
Literally, his name, like, yeah.
But in that example, like, they already had a public persona. Like, Steve
True.
built his public persona through the...
That's true. The thing
Through
that he
the
then
blog.
got in trouble for later.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, like, he could have built that business without his face on it from
That's
the beginning.
true.
He just did it wrong from the start, and he needs a rebrand, is what I'm saying.
To be fair, I don't think he saw it going the way it
Of
did.
course not.
And the way it started, it made sense that it was him.
Totally.
Because that was, like,
Yeah,
I don't know
for
that
anyone to think 20 years ago that,
Right, that-
like, a gossip blog about reality TV is going to be your
his main source of
main source of income,
Right,
10 years in the future for him,
right.
would have been certifiably insane in the early
Right.
2000s. So
right, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
that was just a fun side project for him to do, I'm sure,
Right.
for 10 years until it snowballed and got bigger than it probably should have been.
So my judgment isn't really in, like, the way that he operated his business. I think,
No.
'cause
And
I
this
don't
very
know how
much
he would've
seems
done
like it is
differently.
a one-person operation,
Oh,
probably.
it's 100%
and
a
he,
one-person operation.
doesn't have a PR team behind him to tell him, like, hey, don't do this.
He also has, like, a weekly podcast. So he's just, like, constantly
He's just
sharing
talking.
his opinions.
He's just sharing everything that comes into his brain, which we do.
Yeah, we do, but we don't have
we're-
that many followers. So we can do whatever we want.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
No consequences.
No consequences.
Probably, but 10 years down the line.
Maybe, so we should start being careful now. But
This
there's
is-
a reason this podcast isn't called Ariel and Ben's Fun Times.
Correct.
Like it.
We should start wearing, like, a marshmallow mask, like, fully be just,
Yeah.
like, hidden behind
Absolutely.
a different persona.
If you
yeah.
like, like an animal mask almost.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like super creepy. Yeah.
I mean, then we get into furry culture, which is...
Oh, that's true. I meant like less. I meant less furry, more like if you're about to rob a bank.
Sure, just a ski mask.
Yeah.
we'll just
Ski masks
podcast in
work.
ski masks for now on.
And that would be tough for audio purposes.
True. We just cut a hole for the.
For the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just wear sheets.
It would be
like a
very
ghost.
hot in this room.
It would be unbelievably hot.
We'll be like Disney characters out
Yes.
in the sun, just fully.
Or like mascot.
Yeah,
The big.
there we
yeah.
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going forward. That's how we should be podcasting.
Correct.
If we learn nothing else, we should learn from reality. Steve's
yes,
mistakes.
this is the one thing we've learned
exactly.
in 30 episodes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I will say, in Reality Steve's defense, because I have not been a big fan of Reality Steve.
Sure.
Because I think he's kind of icky. I also don't love when men come into women's spaces and then, like...
Take it for themselves. Hello, hi. It's me.
No, like, but you're not objectifying women in this space.
This is fair.
Like...
I do try very hard
Very
not
hard
to
to
do
be,
that.
like, a respectful human being. Yeah, crazy.
I try my best.
But, like, when a man centers himself, like, Reality Steve's brand was, like, his snark about women in a women's space.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, I don't get the gall of men, I suppose.
I apologize for my gender.
I appreciate it. But since the Jenna thing and then the 2021 reckoning,
Yeah.
he has gotten a lot better. He's laid a lot lower. I really haven't even seen anything about him, really. I mean, he's still spoiling things incorrectly. Like the current Golden Bachelor, he said got fired after, I don't know if you remember, he made comments.
Yes, I did. Yes, you did show
About
me this.
about not wanting anybody over 60 or with like a fake hip, which is crazy.
Why are you on the Golden Bachelor?
So Reality
Just scroll
Steve,
through Tinder. Like, what
exactly,
are we
what
doing
are you
here?
doing? Reality Steve said that he'd been replaced. That's not true. Mel Owens is currently airing his season. But he's clearly checking his facts.
Sure.
Though they might be incorrect. He's at least verifying
He's
his
trying
dating.
to do better, which,
Right.
like, can we
Can we-
ask for much more?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know in this
that
day
we
and
can.
age.
Yeah, no, it's true. And like there was this whole paternity scandal with Clayton Eckert, who's a former Bachelor, and he sided with Clayton and like helped him kind of get through that.
Sure.
There's this guy named Dave Neal who is a Bachelor reporter, pop culture reporter, or whatever, who's built his own brand similar to Reality Steve's, but like less, not snarky, just like a little more journalistic.
Sure.
And I quite like Dave Neal. And Dave Neal likes Reality Steve.
Okay.
Therefore,
There are
by the
alliances
transitive
drawn.
property, I'm like, okay, if Dave Neal trusts Reality Steve,
He can
I
stick
guess I
around
can
for a
trust
minute.
Reality
Okay.
Steve.
Fair.
Yes.
But we'll keep an eye on
We
him.
will definitely keep an eye
He's
on
got to
him.
watch his back.
Adam and Eve, not Reality Steve.
There it is.
Reality Bombshell.
We're going to do a new segment today called Sideswiped.
All right.
Now, I don't know how many of these we're going to be able to do going forward, but it's a
It'll
new
be nice while it
segment. Yeah,
lasts.
exactly. So we're going to be breaking down the dating profiles that I have found online of former Bachelor contestants.
Crazy.
Oftentimes, Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants come off the show. They actually have the most success, quote unquote, dating afterwards because suddenly, like, people know who they are.
Yep.
So the Bachelorette contestants, like the men, they're known as being like players afterwards because suddenly they're all these women like
Fair. They're
commenting
famous.
all over them.
Right.
Exactly. So the first one is this guy named Michael. Now this is a little different because The Bachelor did a single season of a show called Listen to Your Heart,
Okay.
which was The Bachelor but music.
Got it.
So
Whoa,
they had
okay.
like singers and they would date but also be a duo.
I hate this.
Which is a terrible idea.
Terrible
on
idea.
So many levels. Like actually like name a worse thing to do when you're we've talked about this.
Yeah.
You cannot
You can't shit where you eat. You can't shit where you eat. It's really
like
it's really a bad time.
the worst, yeah. And they only did one season, which is a shame because it was actually kind of cute. I like didn't hate it.
So, did you watch the musical performances on the show?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But it wasn't like American Idol music.
Like they weren't judged on their performances. They were just. How does that
It was
work?
a while ago. It was pandemic times. We were really just
we were
like,
scraping the bottom of the
grabbing for
barrel.
whatever
Yeah,
we
sure.
could get. So this is Michael. He is a music producer at Self-Employed.
Nice.
His interests include coffee, music, working out, Netflix, and wine.
I mean, Everything.
Everybody.
There's yeah, right. That's pretty generic.
And his bio says, "Let's rock and roll," with the emoji, the rock and roll emoji.
Sure.
But notably, "Let's rock and roll" is in a different font, which meant that he had to like copy and paste it.
Oh, tough.
into his
That's
Tinder
too
bio.
much effort
Way
for
too
a
much
Tinder
effort.
profile. That's rough.
I really do wonder how well these men do on Tinder. I would be. I think that these men that go on the shows like The Bachelor and come off probably have more sex in the like 6 to 8 months after being on the show than they've had their entire lives.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it also depends on like how they were portrayed on the show and if
That's
people
also
have
true.
a
Preconceived
preconceived notion of who they are prior to going to this. And then there's obviously just the people who have never seen them on the show
and
at
they're
all.
like,
And they're
oh,
just
they
like,
were on The Bachelor.
they were on The Bachelor, and I can
Do whatever.
I can have my 1 minute of fame off of their 15
minutes of fame. Yes, exactly. There was one guy who was pretending to be Clayton, who was the former Bachelor. And it all blew up because, and I wonder how frequently this happens. I'm sure it happens frequently enough. This guy didn't even look like him.
Sure.
But a girl posted on TikTok that she had just slept with the former Bachelor. And it blew up because everyone was like, oh my God, Clayton's dating his final girl.
Whoa.
So how is he, but he's cheating on her with this random girl.
Right.
But then he ended up like going into his phone, forensic analysis.
Yeah.
And there's like a way where you can like track everywhere your phone has been. You have to
Sure.
turn it on. But he was able to show that he was like at the gym in Arizona, not in New York. So this girl went hard. Tons of TikToks, really trying to blow up her 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Off of this guy that was not even remotely related to The Bachelor, but telling women that he was The Bachelor.
That's insane.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Tinder. Then we have Chad, who was...
Wait. So, Michael...
Oh, yeah, swipe right or
would
left. I would swipe left.
You would swipe left.
He's wearing a button-down shirt on the beach, but it's unbuttoned, fully unbuttoned, open on the beach, and he's laying on the sand.
He's like trying to show off
Yeah.
the
I
the
already
nipple.
have the...
There's a single nipple just
It's
out.
just one.
It's
just
staring
one.
me in the face.
Yeah,
and
just
it's
one.
more than I
'cause
wanted
he
to see.
Yeah, right. It's so quintessentially like music kid. It became hot and is capitalizing
That's
on
a
it.
very specific.
But was also on TV.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
I follow your train of logic
Yes,
here.
thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Band kid, choir kid, who then had a glow up.
I can follow. I follow
You
this.
get it,
Yeah, sure.
But then also went on TV for being like quote unquote hot. Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
have any examples of this.
Me neither,
other than,
but you know
other
exactly
than Michael, but
what
I
I'm
know.
talking about.
Yeah, I can follow you.
Yeah. So swipe right or swipe left?
I would probably also swipe left in this imaginary scenario. Yes.
All right, then we have Chad, who was a massive villain on his show. Like actually like anger issues villain.
Tough.
Yeah, like probably maybe the craziest villain we've ever had on that show, just because like the way he was like viscerally, almost like dangerous.
Yep.
So here's his bio. I don't have any photos, but here's his bio. You're gonna have to deal with me being a workaholic realtor. I want my own jet by 31. I go out once a month, maybe. 6'3", 195 pounds, and I work out 6 days a week. You probably have a better chance of winning the lottery, to be honest.
Why are you even on?
What's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point? Yeah.
Listing your height and weight in
It's
a dating profile is crazy work.
I mean, height people do a lot.
Sure,
It's
but
like,
height and weight
is insane. Like, what is this, like a boxing match?
like
what?
you can
like,
generally tell.
and also like,
Also, it fluctuates. Like,
who cares?
do you update it?
Right, exactly. 197.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Like
yeah.
putting your height in your dating profile is fine because you just need to do it one time. Unless...
Right. Well, people often, very frequently, lie about their height on
Of
dating
course.
profiles. Yeah.
Sure.
Do you think he's lying about his weight on dating profiles? Also, is it higher or lower is better? You know what I mean? Like in this scenario, like if he, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean 6'3", 195 is like pretty
Bulky, like
right,
like
but
buff,
like not.
but not
But
like
6'3" is also crazy tall.
right, exactly.
195 is 4'6" is like probably pretty average.
But he works out 6 days a week.
But he works out
Don't
6 days a
forget.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, and wants to own his own jet by the age of 31.
How old is he?
27.
So he's trying to get a jet in 4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's,
I wonder if he was successful.
What's his net worth versus and what's his track? Like I'm more interested
Way more
in
interested
that
in
than
that,
his
yeah.
height and weight.
Well, he's
Like,
a
let's
workaholic realtor.
write out your plan for getting a jet in the next 4 years.
That's what I wanna
That's what I
know.
want in your bio.
Right. But you have a better chance of winning the lottery than going on a date with this guy anyway.
True.
Yeah,
But I just
yeah.
want it in the bio. I don't even need the.
Yeah.
If he just puts that in the bio, I don't need the date. Like,
There's
that's
so many things in that bio that are just like an instant swipe left.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I honestly, who swipes right on that?
I mean, we had no photos, but he had to be holding a fish in one of them.
If not shirtless photos in front of a mirror. I can
course.
almost guarantee
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I don't think
I'm
he's
sure
the
all
fishing
of them
type,
were.
but definitely the shirtless mirror photos.
Sure.
the
I mean, he goes to the
flexing.
gym 6 days
6 days a week.
That's-
There's ample opportunity to
Yes.
take those photos. Yes.
That's it for this case file. We got plenty more where that came from. Scroll our feed and pick your poison. Follow Reality Bombshell wherever you get your podcasts and tap the automatic download button so you don't miss the next episode. Our theme song is by Isaac Tobe. Our logo is by Tim Scholes. You've been listening to Reality Bombshell. I've been Ben.
I've been Ariel.
Bombs away.
Reality Bombshell.